Happy Friday! Let's jump right in. We are almost to the holidays. So exciting. This week, there have been a lot of people coming to me and actually sending messages. Well, Taylor Well-Saver, why are you always talking about credit? Why are you talking about loans? Why are you talking about this? Why aren't you talking about savings? Things of that sort. Well, here's the deal. Couple of reasons. Numero uno. Credit is important, and yes, I know that there are many who feel that you do not need credit, which I can understand. We're going to talk about that. I do not agree with everyone who says that credit is absolutely necessary, and I do not agree with everyone who says that you don't need credit. Tailored Well-Saver's opinion, yes, credit is important in this world. So number one, why you may want to look at credit. Employers, if you have an employer, if you're not an entrepreneur and you have an employer, you may have to go through a credit check. If you have your own business, that is great and that is excellent. Obviously, we are a small business, so we do believe in entrepreneurship. However, at the same time, there are many people who still have employers. And with that, oftentimes in different job interviews, a credit report is pulled. Now you may say, if I have no credit, that's fine. Yes, at that point in time, you're considered what's called a thin file because there is no credit listed. As a financial counselor, I had to go through a credit check as well. And my coworker will be the first to say, he said, well, hey, why do I need to do a credit check? And they said, well, what does it look like if the financial counselor has bad credit? He said, well, at least I have experience. So that's one thing that we could talk about with having credit. Number two. The second reason why we say credit is important is because of car insurance or automobile insurance. Oftentimes, many rates for automobile insurance is calculated based upon your credit score. Now, someone say, if I have no credit, well, what are they going to judge it upon? Okay, if there's no credit, remember, no credit is going to be equated to having bad credit because there's nothing showing a payment history. So some of the financial advisors or financial gurus will say, hey, don't have any credit, which is okay. Again, that's fine. But if you have no credit, that's equal to bad credit. So if you have car insurance, someone with a higher credit score may pay less in the end than someone with a lower credit score or no credit score. Because if you have nothing, there's nothing to show. Number three. The third most important reason to have credit. Unless you have saved up, which some people have done, a lot of people actually have done this, $250,000 to $300,000, you may need to one day get a mortgage. A mortgage can be seen as a debt. It can also be seen as an investment because it earns equity. Equity is basically equated to what the value of what an item is worth in comparison to what is owed. So typically we want to increase equity in a home. Now, what is that known as? That is known as an appreciating asset. And if you remember, assets directly tie into the net worth statement. It's assets minus liabilities. So everything you own minus everything you owe money on. And remember, that asset is equated in a sense to the equity that the home can grow. So if you ever need a mortgage, it's your third reason of why you want to have a high credit score. Now, someone say, Taylor Well-Saver, well, I don't want to pay interest. You're always telling us not to pay interest. Don't pay interest. Don't pay interest. That is completely all right. We will talk about in coming weeks how to build your credit without paying interest. There are benefits to having high credit. An employer is number one. Number two is your automobile insurance. Number three is having a mortgage if you have to have one. We are proponents of paying a mortgage off early if you have to have one. Now, if you are fortunate and you don't need any of those things, you have no need for credit. If you have that much saved, you probably already have saved up to purchase a vehicle without having an automobile loan. So if you are in the area where you don't need credit, excellent. But if you have not had any type of credit history in the past 7 years, no credit is equated to having bad credit. Let us know your comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. And please, we are open to your feedback. Most importantly, happy Friday, enjoy your weekend, and happy holidays.